I'm back with another album review. Today's review is on King Animal from Soundgarden. This is the sixth and sadly the final studio album from Soundgarden. It was produced by Adam Kasper. Now, this album was recorded between February of 2011 and August of 2012. It was released on November 13th, 2012 under Republic Records in North America and Vertigo Records in the UK. This album was recorded at 3 different studios: Vast Recording in Seattle, Bad Animal Studio in Seattle, and TNC Studios in Los Angeles. I need to mention that this is the first material that Soundgarden made since their reunion in 2010. Now, they started writing new songs in February of 2011, which I previously stated was when they started recording new material. Sessions were interrupted by Chris Cornell's Songbook tour, which would later be released as a live album in 2011. We're online that Kim Thayil stated that some of the songs sounded similar to Down on the Upside, which I previously talked about in this series. And I saw this album was met with positive reviews from critics, and rightfully so. What I need to mention is that this album is primarily centered around grunge, hard rock, alternative metal, and even psychedelic rock. This album ended up selling 83,000 copies in the US during its first week. Later sold over 235,000 copies in this region. It also peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200. Now to talk about the songs. The album starts with the appropriately named Been Away Too Long. The song was released as a single on February 27th, 2012, just less than 2 months before the album was released. Right online, the title of the song came to Chris Cornell as he was listening to the radio while trying to sleep, when Soundgarden were in preparation for recording this album. He even said that the song was more autobiographical and that the narrative was that Soundgarden were back after 15 years. I personally think this is the best song on this album, and I even go as far as to call this one of my favorite Soundgarden songs. I also like the music video even though Soundgarden themselves don't appear in it. And I'll link the video in the description. The next song is Non-State Actor, which is a really good song. After that is By Crooked Steps. The song was later released as a single on February 12th, 2013. The song also has a music video that was directed by Dave Grohl. The video shows Soundgarden as a motorcycle gang riding on segways. The video also shows the band shutting off an electronic music DJ's laptop before taking over the stage to perform. The DJ calls the cops, the band get on their segways, and they're later busted by the cops. And I'll link the video in the description. 1,000 Days Before, Blood on the Valley Floor, and Bones of Birds are memorable songs. And they really show how this album touches upon psychedelic rock. The next song is called Terry. The song ended up getting released as a single on November 13th, 2012, which was the same day as the album. Attrition and Black Saturday are also memorable songs. And Halfway There is another interesting song. It also shows how the album is partially centered around psychedelic rock. The music video is pretty cool, and I'll link it in the description. Also, the song is not to be confused with the Rise Against song of the same title, which was released 9 years earlier. Worst Dreams, Eyelids Mouth, and Rowing are songs that conclude this album. What I need to mention is that this is actually the deluxe version of the album. It actually has demo versions of Worst Days, Black Saturday, and By Crooked Steps. To me, these demos are just as good as the regular versions. Though the Japanese version also has a demo of Bones of Birds, and the iTunes version has a demo of Halfway There. Overall, this is a great album. It's just like listening to Soundgarden's earlier material while simultaneously sounding modern. I highly recommend buying this album and listening to it. If I was going to do a list of the top 10 best albums of the 2010s, I would certainly include this album on the list. It's just sad this is the last studio album that Soundgarden would ever make. And the reason why is because of the untimely death of Chris Cornell on May 18th, 2017. This is a sad day in the rock and metal communities, as many people, including the guys from Disturbed, were mourning his death. Though Soundgarden did release a compilation album called out Echo of Miles, Scattered Tracks Across the Path in 2014, but I don't have that album. I will certainly review it once I get a hold of it. Also, Chris Cornell did a solo album in 2015 called Higher Truth, which I'll be talking about next time. And that's all I have to say on this album. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. Leave a comment if you like. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Monday with another review.